as we welcome you live to the Cougar Den here at Bloomington High School North. It is the Terre Haute North Patriots against the Bloomington North Cougars. I am Nick Jenkins alongside Quinn Saturday, and we will get to this matchup here in just a minute as we're getting ready to honor America with the national anthem. The Bloomington North Pep Band does a great job as always, as again we are here for Terre Haute North and Bloomington North. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I'm Nick Jameson. And Quinn, Terre Haute North comes in 9-8, but they've won 8 of their last 10 after an 0-6 start.
Yeah, Terre Haute North has definitely turned their season around. Rough start to it, but they've come around here playing very, very well and are looking to, the winner of this game will be able to get to 500 in Conference Indiana, as both teams are 1-2 right now. So this is a huge game for both of them.
Huge game for both of them. Bloomington North comes in 13-3 on a 6-game winning streak, and they're going to get to do the senior night, turn out the lights, Chicago Bulls thing, as all 5 seniors going to get to start tonight. We'll start with the forwards as they're going to get introduced here one by one, and it's going to be Kobe Davis, 5'11", senior, getting to start. These were all.
He's always been a player that we've kind of watched from JV to varsity.
Michael Barron doesn't get to play a lot, but 5'10", he'll get his first start tonight. Ethan Venzel, who started the first game of the year, 6'4", gets a big hug from young brother Isaac, as Evan Todd, number 21, 6'3", and then Chris Thomas, number 1, will get the start, 6'7", 28 points against Edgewood. Had a huge, was taken down in that game by Austin Schwartz on a flagrant foul, but came back and responded with 28 big points in that game.
Yeah, absolutely huge win for Bloomington North, being able to beat a really good Edgewood team. And right now, Bloomington North has to feel very confident about themselves, but they're facing a team who, as you said, is also feeling very confident about themselves. So it's a battle of teams on the run right now.
And it's a battle of styles, because Terre Haute North averages 59.5, gives up 57.6. Bloomington North averages 67.6 and gives up 55.6. And immediately Terre Haute North goes right to the basket and gets an offensive rebound and put back by Aaron Tompkins.
And that was all started by Hayes, who was able to immediately take advantage of any lackadaisical start, knowing that he's going up against a senior team, so some people who aren't maybe used to playing the game right away. Excellent job to start right away.
Thomas misses the shot. Shelby Sykes with the rebound.
And that's definitely something that I'm looking for right now for Terre Haute North, to attack this lineup while it's out there. It's a celebratory start to the game, but not a huge tactical one.
And if you're Jason Spear, how long do you keep guys like Barron and Todd, who don't get a lot of minutes in this game? There is Thomas, too strong. Eddington with the rebound, and 3 on the way for Hayes Dunnigan is no good. And immediately pushing it up the floor is Bloomington North. We are back. We've had some technical difficulties. We apologize for that, as it's still 2-0 Terre Haute North here with 6:16 to go.
And the seniors have done a really good job of maintaining. I mentioned Terre Haute North, the Patriots attacking during this part, but credit the Cougar seniors. They have really held their own right here.
And again, I was mentioning how long does Jason Spear keep some of the guys in, like Barron and Todd, who don't get a lot of minutes. But so far he's keeping them going as Barron draws the foul, being very aggressive. That's on Dunnigan for Terre Haute North, his first and the team's first. Venzel to inbound to Barron. To Kobe Davis. Gets it to Chris Thomas. Thomas, the only regular starter out there tonight. Barron, 3 is off the mark. And this is Cayman Hayes. Gonna drive around Todd, get the basket, and go to the line.
Hayes was the one who took that initial tip and took it right to the basket to start off this game. He's a very aggressive player on offense. As you see right there, he's now been accounted for 2 buckets. The first one he didn't score, but he caused by setting up the tempo.
Hayes at the line. He's a 6-foot senior for the Patriots. It's a 5-0 lead. Hayes had 12 against Linton in the Wabash Valley Championship game and 11 against Edgewood in their quarterfinal matchup. They beat Edgewood 64-58, a rematch of last year's Wabash Valley Championship game. Davis's 3 is off the mark. Here is Terre Haute North. This is Hayes. Drops it off, baseline jumper, too strong for Sykes. Sykes with the rebound and put back.
And that was all set up by Hayes getting that initial tip. He has had a really great start. You definitely got to, when you're a senior going to other people's senior night, you definitely feel a little something, a little extra motivation as well, whether it's imagining your own senior night or trying to ruin another senior night.
As that was on Evan Todd, that's his second, and Jason Spear calls a full timeout with 5:05 remaining. Well, you mentioned the Conference Indiana standings. Bloomington South is 4-0, Columbus North 3-0. Those 2 teams are meeting across town tonight at Bloomington South. If Bloomington South wins the championship, the conference title is theirs. Bloomington North, Terre Haute North, and Southport are all 1-2, and then Terre Haute South is 0-4. So again, as you mentioned earlier, it is a kind of a battle for position here in the conference race, even though it's probably going to be decided. The champion will probably be crowned tonight in Bloomington South.
Yeah, it's all about positioning right now. Neither team, as you said, both Columbus North and Bloomington South are the only possible teams who could win Conference Indiana this season. So that doesn't matter. It's just who finishes ahead of each other in the standings.
Yeah, and Bloomington North will travel to Columbus North next Friday.
And another thing, Bloomington North definitely probably feels a little extra motivation. They've only lost 3 games, but 2 of them have been in conference. They definitely don't want to have a good season end up in a bad conference season.
No, they're 2 losses. Their losses this season: Center Grove, Bloomington South, and Southport. So they are, and you definitely don't want to lose on senior nights. That's thrown away, and it will be Bloomington North ball. Todd Wolfley, the coach at Terre Haute North, on 146 and 117, 11 years, 6 winning seasons. He's won sectional titles in 2011 and 2012. Jason Spear, 19 and 20 in his second year, 134 and 68, 9 years overall, 7 years the boys coach at Columbus North, and then also the head coach for 2 years here at Bloomington North for the girls. Chris Thomas' shot is no good, and Tompkins with the rebound.
The big problem so far for Bloomington North is that they haven't gotten to the basket. All of their shots have been 20-foot jumpers.
And there is a shot for Aaron Tompkins off the mark, but an offensive board for Terre Haute North. And now the Cougars come away with it. So far, no substitutions yet. Almost halfway through this first quarter, Spear has kept the seniors in. Barron misses the shot. And now Coach Wolfley tells him, slow it down. Terre Haute North style is not to run and gun.
Yeah, as you mentioned at the start, a bit of a contrast in styles, but Terre Haute North is able to adapt on the fly. Unlike some other teams, which when they get sped up, they get out of control, the Patriots are able to actually adapt. They just prefer to have a bit of a slower pace.
As Braden Eddington, number 20, with the ball, guarded by Ethan Venzel. Now you see Terre Haute North spread it out. This is Hayes. Off the mark. It's going to be a foul.
I believe it's going to be on Sykes.
And it is on Shelby Sykes. That's his set first and the team's second. Cougars will inbound, looking for their first points of the game. Davis. Ethan Venzel. Barron. Davis, 3 off the mark.
Again, every single shot has been an outside jump shot. They need to get to the basket.
Unlike the JV team where they went inside the whole night. There's a 3 on the way. It is no good. Thomas with the rebound, and Bloomington North looking to push. Venzel. Chris Thomas.
Beautiful pass.
And Bloomington North on the board. Nice pass from Ethan Venzel.
Excellent job to identify the cutting Thomas to the basket, who kind of was just about to get into position, so kind of a forward-thinking pass in a way, and just excellent job by Thomas to adapt on the fly and then get the bucket.
And there is a bucket for Cayman Hayes, his 5th point of the night. And then you see Chris Thomas take another tumble to the floor. Mentioned the flagrant foul that Austin Schwartz of Edgewood committed. Schwartz was ejected for the Bloomington North game and was unavailable for their game last Saturday against Bedford North Lawrence, in which Edgewood fell to the Stars in that game. So Chris Thomas at the line, moved over from Bloomington South halfway through the season. As you mentioned on the broadcast, adds fuel to that rivalry, and he's certainly not going to be the last player to probably move from one school to the other. It's been done several times before and probably going to happen more often again.
That's what happens when you have 2 high schools in such close vicinity.
That are basically same in enrollment, and it's a
and were once the same school.
Yes. And everything stayed over with South in terms of the name and the colors as Braden Eddington hit the 3. It is a 12-4 lead for Terre Haute North.
And it looks like Coach Spear is going to ride this out for the entire first quarter.
Last year, he started the seniors, and he actually finished with the seniors against New Albany as well. As Ethan Venzel gets it back out to Kobe Davis, throws up a runner, a lot of contact, no call. And here comes Terre Haute North. And Dunnigan can't get it. Sykes with the rebound, put back, and will go to the line.
Interesting they called the foul on that second shot. I thought there was more foul contact on the first shot, but regardless, huge opportunity for the Patriots. They can get out as far ahead as possible and make Bloomington North keep up the entire game.
Sykes with 5. And interesting, you saw a little transition from Terre Haute North in that possession. 15-4, approaching a minute to go already in the first quarter. Barron, Thomas for 3, no good. Long rebound, and here comes the run out. Dunnigan up ahead, and finishing is Braden Eddington.
Thomas just a little late on that closeout, and that it ended up leading to a foul and an and one at that.
So Braden Eddington at the line, 5'11 senior. He's got 5 so far. He had 15 in the championship game of the Wabash Valley Classic against Linton.
As I mentioned, as an opposing senior, you love to ruin another team's senior night.
And there's a lot of seniors on this Terre Haute North team who'd love to do that. As that's going to be a foul on the Patriots. That will be on Eddington. That's his first and the team's third. And you're going to see Makai Johnson, number 33, into the game, and 40 Dalton Sturm into the game for Terre Haute North. Approaching 30 seconds to go in this first quarter, and it looks like Bloomington North going to go for one.
Smart idea, especially if you're playing out the entire first quarter.
Coach
Go
Spear,
ahead and get the last shot.
Coach Spear going to ride this out. Interesting to see what he'll do to start the second quarter. If he starts bringing in, it looks like he's going to get Isaac Fensel ready to go here. As Davis fires a three and he hits it. And that will do it for the first quarter. Terre Haute North in control, 18-7 on Smithville Sports.
Smithville has been providing communications to South Central Indiana for nearly 100 years. Offering internet at gigabit speeds to entire communities, Smithville is the gigabit company. Your connection needs to be fast, reliable, and secure. You need an internet and communications provider who delivers. You need Smithville. Visit smithville.com today and find out what Smithville can do for you.
As we welcome you back, there is Todd Wolfley, the coach of Terre Haute North. His team up 18-7 here against Bloomington North as we start the second quarter. Glad you could join us for our final regular season broadcast here on Smithville Sports alongside Quinn Saturday. I am Nick Jenkinson, and Quinn, so far Jason Spear left those seniors in, but now you see all 5 seniors going out and the new 5 coming in for Bloomington North.
I just wanted to go down to that last play of the first quarter, which ended up being huge as Kobe Davis sank that three. I feel like that was a little bit of a miscoaching by Todd Wolfley, telling it Eddington was right on Davis and was not letting him get anything. Did not give enough, basically by calling him off, did not give enough respect for Davis, and with that open room was able to sink the three, make an 11-point game as now the starters are in, and in comes Isaac Venzel.
In comes Isaac Venzel, and he's able to score immediately. Isaac Venzel comes in averaging 14.6 a game. Now here is Terre Haute North. This is Eddington for 3, and he nails it. Second 3 of the night.
Definitely will need to keep, Bloomington North will need to have somebody on him at basically at all times.
Tim Brewster is 13, and it's a foul on Terre Haute North. That is on Michael Dunnigan, his second. And now Caleb Baggett, number 10, checks in for Terre Haute North as Dunnigan will sit. There is a bad pass and a foul by Isaac Venzel as Eddington was going to the basket.
And that was an excellent job of shielding the ball a little bit with his body, keeping it just out of range so that Isaac Venzel would have to foul him if he wanted to try to block it.
And Eddington will go to the line. Jeremiah Blair, Aaron Steinfeld, and Nick Kleiber are all in the game for the Cougars. Eddington hits that one. He's in double figures now with 10.
Already more than the Cougars.
As he's got one more, and it is good. He's up to 11. 23-9 for Terre Haute North. Kleiber, Venzel, Isaac Venzel to Brewster. to Blair. To Kleiber. Wenzel. Gonna drive. Short. Steinfeld the rebound. And a foul on Terre Haute North.
What's interesting about seeing this lineup is that considering with the seniors graduating, we're looking at basically not any fantastic freshmen coming in, notwithstanding their starting lineup next season.
Yeah, I agree. Brewster missed that one. Steinfeld, the shot, too strong. Sturm with the rebound. Yeah, they only lose one starter next year in Chris Thomas. And all these guys that are on the floor presently are back. And like you said, this is probably the starting lineup next year for this Cougar ball club. There is Hayes, missed, and then he gets it back and assist to Dalton Sturm.
That was just excellent awareness to immediately, with the rebound, whenever you get the rebound, you need to keep it above your head until you are ready to advance, because if you keep it down low, it can be knocked away very easily.
Isaac Wenzel inside, too strong. Steinfeld the rebound and foul. So Aaron Steinfeld's going to go to the line. Steinfeld on the season is 70%, average is 6.6. He's really come on here in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, scored double digits against Edgewood. Was a force that we've talked about it all season when we covered Edgewood. Edgewood doesn't really have a true post presence. Coleman Sater has done an excellent job as filling that part, but against a true post player, they struggle, and Steinfeld really took advantage of that in that game.
Yeah. As he misses that one, and Isaac Wenzel can't get it to finish. Second chance rebound, and it will stay with Bloomington North. Steinfeld, 12 points, 9 rebounds in that game against Edgewood, and they could not stop him inside at all. As refs checking Dalton Sturm to make sure he's okay. Now the Cougars will inbound it. Down by 15. Kleiber gets it to Blair. Brewster gonna fire a long three. It is off. Steinfeld can't hang on to it, and it is Terre Haute North ball.
Yeah, would have been better off not trying to go for the ball, but you like that for you to fight for the ball. Just an unfortunate mistake.
And Eddington is taken away. Here's Brewster, and it's going to be a foul on the Patriots. As looks like they're going to call, I think it's Makai Johnson. It is. It'll be his second and the team's 8th already for Terre Haute North. As Tim Brewster at the line.
He's 75% on the season.
10.4 points a game. North on the season, 74% from the line.
You talk about the deterioration of the free throws, but it's nice seeing a team shoot above 70%, shooting around 75%. Some people incorrectly say that you should make every single free throw, but that's not true. If you're hitting at least 3/4 of them, though, then I think that's passable.
If you're 70% or above, I think that's where you want to be. Some probably say 75. I think 70 is about the range you want to be at. They're going to get Tim Brewster for the foul. That's his first, team's 6th. And this will be Caleb Baggett at the line, 5'9" junior for Terre Haute North. Well, they're not.
Yeah, very interesting enough. While Bloomington North did start an all-senior lineup, so did Terre Haute North, but that's just their normal starting lineup.
And Terre Haute North has a lot of seniors on this team, and they're going to have a lot to replace next season. As Bloomington North JV was victorious tonight handily, as that's a block or foul, as Steinfeld thought he had a clean block. That is the first on Steinfeld, team 7th. Baggett now at the line. That was last one was just a out of bounds play.
Both teams are in the bonus now.
And he is not able to get that. He will have one more. Patriots in control so far. And then there was a lot of contact between Sturm and Blair, and they're going to get Blair. And that will.
And you always hate that whenever you foul on a missed free throw, because you're basically giving them a third free throw attempt free of charge.
As Sturm's at the line, 6'4" junior. And he gets that one to go.
Only this time, because you're on the one-on-one, get to spend it even more.
And this is where I think Terre Haute North wants to be. You want to be on the line, especially because you're a team that doesn't push the tempo a lot. So if you can get to the line as much as possible and knock these down, you're in good shape. Although Sturm misses that one, and it's still a 14-point lead. Wenzel. Blair gonna shoot, miss, Baggett with the rebound. And again, Coach Wolfley, as you can tell, has his hands up saying, slow down. 14, D'Avion Oliver for Terre Haute North in the game. Tompkins going to hit a 3.
No, they're going to count that as a 2.
It's a 2. He was inside the line. So it's a 2 for Tompkins. He's got 4. Approaching 4 to go. Kleiber. Nice play by Kleiber.
Just able to get enough separation on the drive to get a clean look at the basket.
7.4 points a game as a freshman for Kleiber, who's done a really good job running this team.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Spears got 3 more years of Kleiber running the point for him. As Baggett threw it out of bounds as Eddington cut too soon.
And that credited a lot to Brewster, really bothering Eddington at this point, doing an excellent job. He's been silent since that really hot start.
So we are at 3.5 to go. Kleiber, Brewster. Kleiber gonna fire it off the mark. Blair with the rebound, kicks it out to Wenzel. Wenzel cuts, but it's gonna be a foul before the shot.
Yeah, that's a very easily missable foul because Isaac Wenzel just shrugged it off.
Yeah, Isaac Wenzel, leading scorer on this team. 3 players average double figures for Bloomington North. Wenzel leads the way at 14.6, and then it's Thomas at 11.4, Brewster at 10.4. Jason Spear has kept these guys in this whole second quarter. Has not brought the seniors back in yet. Or has not at least brought Chris Thomas back in yet. Loose ball. Finally picked up by the Cougars. Blair Kleiber drops it off. Steinfeld can't finish.
Oh, that was a missed opportunity.
A big missed opportunity for Aaron Steinfeld. Baggett. Taken away by Brewster. And then Oliver knocks it away. It will be Bloomington North ball.
You got to give a lot of credit to the Patriots defense. They have done an excellent job of getting back in transition. One time can be considered a fluke, 2 times is a trend.
As we got a full timeout called by Bloomington North. They've got 3 remaining, and Terre Haute North has all 5.
All things considered, it's a 12-point game at the moment. They had cut it down to 11 right before the first quarter. So we knew they were going to be in a hole. Coach Spear probably knew he was going to be in a hole for this rest of the game. So it's all about chipping away probably at the moment. Probably fans are probably a little anxious because Terre Haute North is continuing to fluctuate with having a double-digit lead. But this is going to be have a long game approach to it. You're going to have to whittle it down one by one. The goal right now for Bloomington North is to get this down to about 7 or 8 before half.
Yeah, Bloomington North, when they are trailing at the half, they are 4-3 on the season. When they lead, they are 9-0. So this is something they definitely want to cut this lead down. They are accustomed, though, to coming from behind, as we've mentioned. Steinfeld will inbound. Gets it to Isaac Venzel. Kleiber nails it. He's got 4.
They're giving Kleiber a lot of space, and so he's gonna need to make those shots.
Kleiber's been in double figures 4 times this season. Isaac Venzel weighs the way with 12 games in double figures. Hayes with it for Terre Haute North.
Wide open.
They had Sykes underneath, didn't see him.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication. That was a little bit of a slip from Steinfeld. Did not follow the rolling big.
Hayes step back, no good. Brewster the rebound, up ahead. He doesn't have the numbers, but he's just going to take it himself and score.
Brewster is very fearless when going to the basket. This team in general is very fearless, both him and Isaac Venzel. Very tough to stop when going downhill.
Brewster's at the line. He's had 9 games this season in double figures.
I mentioned both of those players. Both of them have over 65 free throw attempts on the season.
Coming into the night, 235 for 317 for 74% as Brewster nails that free throw, and this lead is cut to 7. Like you mentioned, they want to get it in under 10. Chipping away. Terre Haute North. They're going to work as we approach a minute and a half, but it's knocked away.
Oh, that was a bad pass.
Bad pass by Steinfeld. Kleiber just too far out of Kleiber's reach. Now Hayes. To Brewster. Or guarded by Brewster. Sturm with it. To Eddington. Bloomington North not giving an inch defensively. Under a minute to go. Eddington. Spin move. Nice shot. No good. Rebound Steinfeld.
They've done an excellent job of keeping in front.
Here's Brewster. Gets it to Steinfeld, baseline jumper, nails it.
Patriots lost sight of him. He was wide open.
Lead is cut to 5. Hayes, double team. This is Tompkins. Back to Hayes. Oliver.
Looks like they're going to hold for one last shot.
What you expect Terre Haute North to do. Sturm underneath against Steinfeld. He blocked him. Got to get rid of it. There's Venzel at the horn, and he nails it. This lead is cut to 3 as Isaac Venzel scores at the buzzer. What a play.
Excellent job of Wenzel to get out in transition, recognizing how much time was on the clock.
As we look at the highlights, Bloomington, Terre Haute North got a start, but there is the senior Chris Thomas scoring inside. And then Terre Haute North chipping away as Shelby Sykes scores. Braden Eddington finishes. Kobe Davis, the senior, drills the three. Good passing out to Eddington for the three. Kleiber scores. And he scores again, his 4th point for the freshman. Brewster inside. And then look at this, Steinfeld just up ahead to Wenzel. Nails it before the horn as we're at halftime. Terre Haute North 28, Bloomington North 25 on Smithville Sports. As we welcome you back, excitement here at Bloomington North as the Cougar Special Olympians and their friends, and a big shot at the end the halftime show as you see all the kids out there on the floor, and it's a great, they did this at halftime of the JV game and the varsity. An awesome thing is the North Band plays the school fight song, so what a great job by all these young men and women here.
And I just want to break down that buzzer beater because it was an excellent job. It was a classic ISO one-on-one with the defender, and then was able to use a screen right in the post to get right to the bucket and then hit it off the glass. Excellent job.
As we are here at halftime, it is Bloomington North trailing Terre Haute North 28-25. Glad you could join us for our final regular season broadcast here on Smithville Sports. I am Nick Jenkinson alongside Quinn Saturday. Well, Terre Haute North led 18-7 at the end of the first quarter, but Bloomington North used an 18-10 second quarter to trail by 3.
Yeah, it was actually a 12-point lead for Terre Haute North with about 2.5 minutes left, which quickly shrank to 3. So they went from actually having a larger lead than what they started off with to start the second quarter to it being a one-possession game. Got to give a lot of credit to Bloomington North. They knew that they were going to have to fight back after giving the first quarter to the seniors. Well-deserved first quarter as well. We got to see them shine as well. And then Coach Spear, using hockey lineup tactics, shifts in an entire new 5 and then leaves them in for an entire quarter.
So the question is, did he bring the seniors back in for the third quarter, or does he kind of go back to the normal starting lineup?
No, the real question is, does he make a substitution in the middle of a quarter?
That's another guess as well. So as we're looking at the scoring for the first half for Bloomington North, Isaac Wenzel leads the way with 6. Tim Brewster with 5. Nick Kleiber and Chris Thomas with 4 apiece. Aaron Steinfeld and Kobe Davis 8 apiece. Bloomington North hit just 1 3. That was Davis in the first quarter. 8 of 9 from the foul line. For Terre Haute North, Braden Eddington with 11. And then it's Cayman Hayes and Shelby Sykes with 5 apiece. Aaron Tompkins with 4 and Dalton Sturm with 3 for Terre Haute North. As you see, Chris Thomas, he just took a ball to the head as in the second half. Again, these two teams 1 and 2 in Conference Indiana, along with Southport. Bloomington North next week plays at Columbus North next Friday. Then they will have Floyd Central at home next Saturday. Floyd Central led by Indiana State signee Kobe Barnes, and then they will close it out with New Albany on the road. And of course, as we know, no more Romeo Langford, no more Sean East for New Albany. So it's a much different New Albany team than Bloomington North's been accustomed to here the last 4 years.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very different feel to that game. And especially with how improved Bloomington North has been, I expect a really good and close game as well.
We do have a score to pass along from across town at Bloomington South. At the half, Columbus North leads Bloomington South 31-23 at halftime. And then I just saw, have you heard of Luke Brown from Blackford? He's a sophomore sensation. He's averaging over 30 points a game.
Oh, yeah.
In Indiana. He's a sophomore, and he's just taken the state by storm. He plays for Blackford High School, which is in Hartford City. It's about a half hour north of Muncie. He just scored. He drilled a 3 to go over 1,000 points tonight. in his career, and that's in 32 games. He's the quickest to go to over 1,000 points.
Yeah, I remember reading an article about him and the youngest Blackman both being potential contenders for Damon Bailey's record.
Yeah, Damon Bailey from Bedford North Lawrence, the all-time state leading scorer in Indiana high school history. Romeo Langford, who was just the 4th player to go over 3,000 points in the career, came up a little bit short last year. Also, Deshaun Thomas tried from Fort Wayne Lures a few years ago, and then Marion Pierce from Louisville had the record back in the 60s. So congratulations to Luke Brown from Blackford going over 1,000 tonight. Jalen Blackman did it earlier this week for Marion. So we're back to action here. It's Bloomington North with the ball. Venzel into Blair. It's now the original, what is the normal starting lineup for Bloomington North. I should clarify that, normal starting lineup. As Eddington has it for Terre Haute North. Tompkins is number 12. Dunnigan back after 2 fouls, held scoreless in the first half.
And I want to see the Patriots establish Eddington. They got away from him, and he was very quiet for the last 5 minutes of that half.
And now that's 3 on Dunnigan, as that's an offensive foul. That is major for Terre Haute North.
And it looks like Coach Wolfley is going to keep him in and trust him to not pick up a 4th foul. So if I'm Bloomington North, I immediately want to go towards him.
Trevor Taylor from Edgewood, he fouled out in the early 4th quarter of the game against Bloomington North was called for a offensive foul on a charge after picking up a technical in the 3rd for jawing with Chris Thomas too much. That game, again, very chippy. Bloomington North won it by 10. But that was a very intense game, as it's been the last 2 years. Taken away by the Cougars. Here's Isaac Venzel. Nick Kleiber. And now Venzel goes down.
Looks like he grabbed his ankle.
And grabbing his ankle, the training staff. Great shot by our camera crew, right by Nate Allercon right there to catch Isaac Venzel on the ground, as the training staff here taking a look at Isaac Venzel. And it has gotten very quiet in here, as I think everybody's hoping that he is going to be able to continue. We're going to Kobe Davis will come back in, as Venzel doesn't look like he's too bad. So he'll get checked out on the sidelines. So
Davis has already been a big contributor. Like I said, that 3 at the end of the 1st quarter was huge, making it an 11-point game. The difference between a 14 and 11-point game, you wouldn't think isn't that big, but it was absolutely huge, because it turned a blowout into just a big deficit.
3-point lead for Terre Haute North. Here is Thomas to tie it, and he does.
I mean, if you're gonna leave him open, he's a big man who can shoot the 3. That's not an odd concept now in 2019.
He hit 50. He's had his 16th 3 of the season. Chris Thomas.
Coming off the 28-point game against Edgewood.
Also scored in double figures against Whiteland 2 days later. Cougars won that one by 3 on the road. This is Hayes, guarded by Blair. Into Sykes. Baseline shot is good for Sykes.
And Sykes needs to, was also quiet for a little bit, and will need to get himself reestablished.
Davis in the corner for 3 and got it. North up, Bloomington North up by 1. I'm so accustomed to saying North, I've got to differentiate tonight.
Or you could just say North.
That's true, but be a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Here is Dunnigan with his first two of the night. Nice reverse layup.
And Coach Wolfley keeping him in, already paying dividends.
That's a travel on Brewster. Now here comes Aaron Steinfeld back in as Thomas will sit. I think this is a good move for Bloomington North. Steinfeld establishing himself, I think, is like a sixth man now.
And he's definitely, as we mentioned, likely the starter for the Cougars next season. Really starting to fit into that role, and an excellent job by Spear as we're nearing the later part of the season, getting those players accustomed to it, as that is a huge three by Dunnigan.
Dunnigan heats up now his 5th point of the night, and it's a 4-point Terre Haute North lead. Steinfeld to Blair inside. It's going to be a foul before the shot, and it's going to go on Eddington.
That's going to be the second one for him.
Second on Eddington, team's second. Blair to inbound, Kleiber. Inside Blair, and it's going to be another foul on Terre Haute North. They're going to get Tompkins this time.
Actually, they're going to call on Eddington. He drove in to try to sneak the ball out of Blair's hands as he had it by his hip, but ended up hitting his hand. And so back-to-back fouls, and now all of a sudden, one of your best players went from having one foul to being in foul trouble.
Eddington's got 3 as that was on him. Blair with the offensive rebound, and it's going to be Tompkins this time as he thought he had the clean block on Blair.
And the ref probably had a better angle than I did, but I can see why Tompkins was questioning it.
Jeremiah Blair Jr. has not scored tonight until now. Blair at the line is 66%, 8.8 points a game coming into tonight.
Blair has definitely improved. You talk about players just improving from year to year. He's definitely improved a lot coming to this year. He's become more of a scorer. He's always done a lot of the little things. He's always been a good rebounder. He's always been a good defender. This year, though, he has done an excellent job in terms of growing more as a scorer.
He'll sit, and Chris Thomas will come back in. 2-point lead for Terre Haute North, approaching 3 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Eddington to Hayes, to Tompkins, Dunnigan, to Sykes. Everybody touching the ball for Terre Haute North on this possession. Dunnigan 3, his second 3 of the night. He's got 8 points on this quarter.
He's single-handedly keeping the Patriots up in front.
He was scoreless in the first half after picking up 2 fouls as Kleiber goes to the basket for his 6th point.
A miscommunication on a screen and just a wide open lane for Kleiber. And Coach Wolfley was not happy about that.
They're going to, that is Hayes, misses it. Steinfeld saves it, but into the hands of Eddington, although there's a travel on Eddington, and Coach Wolfley not happy with that one.
It's a small thing. When you immediately get the ball, you're used to already having set up a dribble, but when you have that ball, you need to dribble immediately, because if you take one step, boom, that's a travel.
So, Cougars with the ball. There's Kobe Davis. No good. Dunnigan with the rebound. Right at the 2-minute mark. Looks like Terre Haute North going to hold to their average. Coming in tonight, they average 59.5.
Another thing is that the pace was starting to go Bloomington North's way, and we're seeing right now the Patriots trying to slow it down a little bit, get it back into their pace.
Terre Haute North more of a half-court offense. There is Hayes, gets the bounce, his 7th point of the night. Lead is 5. Kobe Davis. Steinfeld. Isaac Fensel. Steinfeld to Davis. Trying to get the screen from Thomas. Does, but can't get the shot off. Thomas gonna fire it and nail it.
That was excellent heads-up play by Davis just to set that kind of just stop in the middle of his transition. Notice that Thomas is right behind him. Set that screen, just give him just a tiny bit of separation to let him launch that three.
Thomas in double figures now with 10. That is the 11th time this season Thomas has scored in double figures. And they're gonna call a foul. That's going to be on Chris Thomas, his second, and Blair and Brewster are going to come in. Steinfeld, Davis go out. Dalton Sturm comes back in for Terre Haute North, and Sykes will sit. 2-point lead for the Patriots. Be curious now with, of course, the pressure. Curious to see if Terre Haute North tries to work it for just one shot.
Yeah, they tried doing that at the end of the half, but ended up giving about like 3 seconds left, and that's a good call.
They're going to call Venzel for the foul.
As a former, I don't want to say someone who used to taking hits on the basketball court, I can tell that Venzel embellished that one just a little bit.
You definitely see more of the acting jobs come into play now.
He was definitely hit, though. There was contact, but it was belched a little bit as we're see if the Patriots can actually hold for one.
Sturm gonna get it around Blair and nail it. And that is gonna do it. Brewster's shot will not count. We're gonna go to the fourth quarter. 42-38 Terre Haute North on Smithville Sports.
Whether you need an awesome wrap for your truck, a new look for your sports car, or simply some great window tinting, Van Horn has you covered. Need accessories like step bars, bug shields, or toolboxes? Or how about a neon clock for the garage or den? Van Horn can take care of it. With years of experience, Van Horn gives you the professional look with the quality you deserve. Stop by our shop in Ellettsville, the large building behind McDonald's, or give us a call at 812-876-2230. You can also visit our website at vanhorn1.com. Van Horn Tent and Accessories, the place for your custom vehicle needs.
Welcome back to Bloomington High School North as you see Jason Spear encouraging his team. They trail 42-38 as we begin the fourth quarter here at the Cougar Den. Glad you could join us for the final game of the regular season here, our final broadcast. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. We do have an update from Bloomington South. It is tied at 54 between Bloomington South and Columbus North with 3:39 left to go. If Bloomington South wins, they are the Conference Indiana champions. If Columbus North wins, then Columbus North in the driver's seat next week when Bloomington North travels over to Columbus, which, of course, that's always a storyline because Columbus North is where Jason Spear coached before he came here to Bloomington North.
Actually, due to tiebreakers, Columbus North will clinch at least a share of it tonight if they do win.
So we will keep you updated on that as Brewster is fouled. That is on Dunnigan, and that's 4 on Dunnigan. That's huge for Terre Haute North.
Yeah, he was carrying the Patriots in that third quarter.
Tim Brewster at the line. He's got 5 tonight, make it 6.
Brewster, as always, he has nights where he scores a lot, but he's always someone who's able to contribute in some way. Most of the time, it's through his defense. Probably the best defender on this team. Does an excellent job of getting the Cougars out in transition with causing turnovers.
Missed the second one tonight. 4 of 5 at the line for Brewster. Bloomington North, I have a feeling Bloomington North is not going to let Terre Haute North try to stall. Here's a steal, Chris Thomas. Stop and pop, in and out. Rebounded by Johnson. Caleb Baggett in the game as well for Terre Haute North. He wears number 10. Dalton Sturm Gets it to Baggett, to Davion Oliver. Now Coach Wolfley wants a timeout.
Excellent timeout. That position was going nowhere.
30-second timeout. Well, while we have a minute, Quinn, this is our final regular season broadcast, and we want to take a minute to thank all our crew for everything they've done throughout the high school football and basketball season. We have Catherine Jankowski, Nate Alarcon, Clemente Tirado on the cameras, Rob Ramsey, our director, Nadir Noon doing our replays, Jeremy Nutter doing scores, you and I doing commentary. Also want to thank Annette Bruner and Ethan Tashida for everything that they've done behind the scenes. You and I have been doing this for a while, man, and it just gets better and better every year when we get to do this.
I definitely feel like this was probably our best year yet, just in terms of the quality that we've been able to give on a night-to-night basis. And I'm also very happy that it's coincided with 2 successful seasons for both Bloomington North and Edgewood.
Yeah, it's been a great year of both successful seasons for Bloomington North and Edgewood. The draw is coming up February the 17th. Also thank Darby and Colin McCarty, because without them, none of this would be possible, for giving us the opportunities and doing what we love to do each and every time. So we thank them very much, and we thank all our crew for everything that they have done. And can't wait to go again next year. Football comes in the fall. Isaac Venzel drives and scores.
Just think, we got 2 more years of Isaac Venzel as well.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That sophomore class around here is great. Trevor Taylor's a sophomore. Coleman Sater's a sophomore.
I mean, just think of the sophomore class for the entire state of Indiana, because you also got
Luke Brown, Jalen Blackman from Marion. Oh, it's going to be quite a class. Chris Thomas in and out on the 3. As Cayman Hayes, Thomas gets called for the foul. Hayes drives to the basket.
Just a little early on that attempt.
That's 3 on Thomas. Girls regionals are tomorrow. Bloomington South made the girls regionals. They will play Castle in the second game down there. Center Grove and Bedford North Lawrence in the first game. You'll have IU signee Jory Allen for Bedford North Lawrence, Addie Blackwell for Bloomington South going to Southern Indiana. You also have Jessica Nungy from Castle, brother Jackson, Iowa. She's a Florida State volleyball commit. So that's going to be a fun regional tomorrow. So it's coming down to the wire. Boys, 2 more weeks of the regular season for boys, and then it's tournament time. Brewster.
Oh, the rim has been unkind these last couple possessions. And Blair with a bit of a frustration foul.
And Blair commits the foul. His second, team's 4th. As Terre Haute North needs somebody to go and bound the ball. Hayes will go over there.
And we've kind of just listfully stayed in this this 1 to 5 point range here. Bloomington North is going to need to have someone step up and get some consecutive stops.
Stern misses it, and it's going to be an over the back on Makai Johnson. Third, team's 6th.
Which is huge, because that put a good free throw shooting team in Bloomington North to the line for the rest of the game.
As missed by Bloomington North. Just got an update. It's gone to overtime. Bloomington South leads Columbus North 68-67 with 1:23 left. So free basketball over there on the south side of Bloomington tonight. Steinfeld with his second. Ennington comes in, Baggett goes out. 5 minutes to go here. Terre Haute North leads by 3, and then Brewster commits the foul on Hayes.
He was able to poke at the ball, but unfortunately wasn't a clean poke.
So that's the second on Brewster. Terre Haute North has controlled the pace.
Oh, that was a hard screen right there.
That was Johnson setting the screen. Eddington, who has not scored in the second half, gets it inside the Sturm, and he scores. 5-point lead for Terre Haute North, taken away by the Patriots. Now poked away by Bloomington North. Kleiber blocked. Last touch by the Patriots, Cougar basketball.
I'm Coach Spear. I call a timeout because the offense just seems discombobulated at the moment for the Cougars. It started with some bad rim outs, but right now they're just kind of just like shooting up shots that none of them have really been set, or they tried to get set and then something went wrong and they still forced it anyway.
No call by the officials. A lot of contact there. Isaac Venzel, and it's foul on Terre Haute North.
That's going to be the 4th on Eddington.
That's huge for Terre Haute North because you've got Eddington and Dunnigan with 4 apiece. Johnson has 3. Brewster gets it to go. Lead is cut to 4. Now the official talking to Jeremiah Blair. Caleb Baggett's going to come in. Eddington's going to go out. I don't think it's going to be long before Eddington goes back in. They will need him down the stretch. Brewster misses it. Hayes with the rebound. Now it will be Hayes bringing it up against Brewster. Sturm, guarded by Blair, gets it to Hayes. Gonna throw up the shot, no good. Batted by Steinfeld. Here's Blair on the run out. Can't handle it, got to throw it back, and it is Isaac Venzel recovers. Brewster 3, got it!
The broken play, there seems to be an accuracy bonus on those kind of shots whenever you have a team hustle like that. It's like a video game cheat. If you over hustle consistently and get an open shot, you got a 50% better chance of making it.
They call Tim Brewster for the foul. That is his 3rd. Jason Spear arguing or letting the official voice or know his displeasure with it. As Eddington comes in, and so does Sykes. Sturm and Oliver go out. Dunnigan is still on the bench. Baggett's at the line for Terre Haute North. And he's got 2 tonight, 2 of 4 from the line, and he misses it. Venzel with it. Venzel fouled before the shot. That's going to go on Hayes. That's his 3rd. Coach's warning on, he's going to call it coach's warning on Terre Haute North. I think for being out of the box.
And Venzel, a little bit of a dangerous play to just go ahead running like that. He's an excellent driver and is able to contort his body, absorb contact, and get to the basket. But that had no chance of going in, so he was very lucky to have drawn the foul.
As Venzel's at the line. He's got 8 tonight, and he misses that. Tapped around, and it is recovered by Terre Haute North.
There's like this glass wall at this 1-point deficit thing where they just can't take the lead from Terre Haute North.
Hayes got away with a shove off against Venzel. No call. And now Coach Wolfley is going to call a full timeout. with 3:03. So we get a chance to catch our breath here for just a minute. What a game it's come down to, 46-45 with Terre Haute North in the lead as Bloomington South leads 70-67 with 27.9 left in overtime. That's the latest score we have. So you see Terre Haute North looking at their remaining schedule. They're into Teutopolis, Illinois tomorrow. They have West Vigo next Tuesday, Indianapolis Howell next Thursday, at Evansville Harrison next Saturday, at Southport and at Lafayette Jeff to close out their regular season. Their sectional is Brownsburg, Mooresville, Plainfield, Avon, Terre Haute South. Bloomington North at Columbus North next Friday, Floyd Central here next Saturday, and then New Albany in 2 weeks. Their sectional, Bloomington South, Shelbyville, Columbus East, Bloomington South, East Central, Columbus North. That sectional will be at Columbus North this season, and that's going to be a tough sectional with Bloomington South, Bloomington North, Columbus North all having good seasons. So we get high school seasons coming down to the wire here. This one's coming down the wire. Winner tonight moves into third in the Conference Indiana standings behind Bloomington South and Columbus North. Now you see the pressure from Terre Haute North, or from Bloomington North, as it's a 1-point lead. Double teams now on the ball. Fensel the interception. 1-on-3. Blocked, and Venzel hits the wall hard. He's able to bounce back. Dunnigan back in. He's got 4. And that is it for Dunnigan.
That was an excellent job by Blair. Just knew immediately what Dunnigan was going to try to do and got into position.
He will foul out with 8 points, all in the third quarter. And Davion Oliver is going to come back in for Terre Haute North. So a huge hurt for Terre Haute North with Dunnigan out of this game. Then some moisture getting cleaned up here on the floor. Also, the series between these two teams goes back to 2000. Bloomington North won 5 straight. They lead 7-2. They won both regional meetings. Last time Terre Haute North won was 2013. So the Cougars looking for 6 straight in this series. Terre Haute North trying to end it. Brewster to Venzel.
Venzel's trying to get away to find a lane.
Blair and 1. Cougars on top.
I mentioned just earlier this half how Blair has evolved as an offensive player, using his strength right there to get a second, third opportunity and get the foul.
As Blair, that's on Makai Johnson. And Blair at the line, he's got 4, and he can't get that one to go.
Well, we already see Bloomington North finally get past that threshold, that invisible glass wall, and have the lead.
Cougars up 1, 47-46. Hayes, nice bounce pass. Sykes gets fouled as he can't get it to go.
That was just excellent hesitation by Sykes. Able to, you see that a lot in the high school level with players overcommitting to trying to block shots or to get out of defense. Very easy to pump fakes are very easy to get players out of position.
1:36 to go, 47-46 with 1:36 to go. What a game to close it out here for for the rest of our high school season. Again, we thank all our crew for everything that they do. As you know, what do you think happens here down the stretch? Now the Cougars have that 1-point lead. They've trailed most of this, you know.
Yeah, in the third quarter they did take a slight lead, but it was immediately taken back by the Patriots. So right now, the big thing, and this lead might not last very long because Sykes is going to line and could possibly get the lead back or at least tie it up for the Patriots. Right now, you have to set up your offense and find the best possible open shot. Do not force things.
Sykes misses that foul shot. He's got one more. And he misses both. Vinsel with the rebound. Minute and a half to go. Kleiber to Vinsel. Eddington tries to swipe it. Vinsel gets it to Kleiber. Underneath Blair. A lot of contact, no call. Sykes comes away with it.
That was a good possession, just a very unfortunate contact.
Eddington gets Brewster off his feet and scores.
He's been silent since the second quarter. What a way to reintroduce himself into the game.
First points of the second half for Eddington. 1-point lead, Terre Haute North. Vinsel fouled. Goes to the line for two.
Yeah, that happens a lot. A lot of players put their hands on top of their heads as soon as they foul Isaac Vinsel.
Cayman Hayes with his fourth foul. So you have Johnson, Eddington, and Hayes all with four. Dunnigan's already fouled out. Vinsel hits that one. We are tied at 48.
Vinsel is 75% free throw shooter. Leads the team in both makes and attempts.
61 of 81 coming into tonight. And he gets them both. And Bloomington North's ahead by one. Now, Terre Haute North with it. Oliver, guarded by Vinsel.
Eddington is open in the corner. Kleiber has the assignment right now.
And they're going to work it around. Eddington comes off the screen and he can't get the shot off.
Yeah, he had that opportunity. He just wasn't ready for it.
Coach
Wolfe is calling a timeout, saying, "Why didn't you take that shot immediately? You were wide open."
So it will be a full timeout with 25.1.
That was such a missed opportunity because Kleiber got caught in the screen perfectly, and Eddington it was a great job by Kleiber to recover from it, but there was enough time for Eddington to have taken off a shot.
Oh, absolutely. He had the chance. You see Coach Wolfley in the huddle. Been there at Terre Haute North 11 years, 6 winning seasons, 2 sectional titles in 2011 and 2012. Terre Haute North as a school, 20 sectional titles, 6 regional titles. Their last sectional title was 2012. They haven't won a regional since 1999. Bloomington North, 16 sectional titles, last coming in 2014, along with they made the semi-state that year, losing to Indianapolis Tech. Won 6 regional, 2 semi-states in 97 and 2000, and then they won the 97 state championship, beating Delta, and then losing in the state finals to Marion in 2000. So here we go, 25.1. Do you think Terre Haute North holds it for one?
We've had the same situation happen at the end of the second and the end of the third.
Eddington Hayes for the lead, off the mark. Foul, and they're going to call it on Terre Haute North.
They had a good look, just wasn't able to get down, and then a scrum underneath the basket.
Shelby
and
Sutton.
Right now these are huge free throws for Steinfeld. He's a 70% free throw shooter on the season, but has only attempted 30 of them on the year.
Aaron Steinfeld at the line. He is 1 of 2 from the line tonight. And he does not get that one. Sykes with his 3rd foul. 1 more for Steinfeld. And he misses both. Here we go, 13 seconds. Hayes gonna get it up court. Gonna go to the basket, lay it up and in.
And an immediate timeout by Coach Spear. That's an excellent job.
Excellent play by Hayes to get to the basket.
And who would have thought Hayes at the beginning of the game was the one who initially took that opening tip right to the basket. And if this ends up being the game winner, how poetic that he again took it to the basket, but this time he made it.
50-49, Terre Haute North on top, 5.5 to go. It will be Bloomington North ball. But they're probably going to have to go the length of the court. Now you've got 5 capable guys for Bloomington North that can get the basketball. Who do you go to in this situation?
It's got to be either Wenzel or Brewster. Brewster has a knack for hitting really tough, long shots, and I just don't. If they were at the half court, I would say Wenzel because he's able to either draw contact or score around the basket. But if you're looking at trying to get a 3, Brewster has been very clutch recently from the 3-point range.
It's going to be very interesting to see and how Terre Haute North does the pressure as well. So here we go, 5.5 left.
But also, keep an eye out for Kleiber. They have kind of played off of him quite a bit. He's had a couple of chances where he's been open, and plus he's the inbounder as well.
Coach Wolfley sees the setup and calls his 30-second timeout with 5.5 left. So this is, he wanted to see how they were going to come out in the line, so he got the timeout. And now it's just kind of a chess game at this point of how they're going to do this. I think each team still has 1 timeout remaining, so we may see another timeout come after this one. But what a game this has been. We hope that you've enjoyed senior night here for Bloomington North, although they will have one more home game next Saturday against Floyd Central before they close it out. Edgewood off tonight. They will play at Orleans tomorrow. I did see Trevor Taylor in here earlier watching the game. So here we go. Steinfeld gets it to Kleiber. Kleiber's going to go the distance, throw it up, no good. And that's it. He can't get it off. Terre Haute North wins by 1.
Yeah, excellent job. Again, keep the rebound. You got to hold it up. Don't let it go to your waist.
As there is the highlights. Kamen Hayes gets a big bucket there. He scores all 8, and he hits Dunnigan hits the big 3. Then there is Kleiber. Chris Thomas with the 3. Wenzel to the basket. Hayes gets it to Sturm. And then you see Brewster hit the big 3. Blair can't get it, gets his own putback. As this is Kamen Hayes, a big one. As this will do it, Terre Haute North wins 50-49. We thank for all the hardworking women and men. For my partner, Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. We thank you for watching tonight and throughout the entire football and basketball season. And good night from Bloomington North.